So I recently just did a review on this awesome portable fan from the company Ogery. Still don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Now, ever since I got that fan, I've been using it every day. Here in the studio, at the gun range, at work, you name it. That I decided to head over to their website and see what other awesome products they had. And I stumbled upon this, the Ogery camping light. So I reached back out to my rep that sent the fan out and I said, I really want to do a review on that camping light, and they were nice enough to send it out to the channel. Now, I'm not much of a camper. I would rather be in an ice cold air conditioned hotel room, but that's okay because I have found a bunch of uses for this light, just like I did the fan. Let's check it out. So when you order this light, this is the box it's going to come in. Now this box is a little beat up. It was in pristine condition when I got it, but I've been taking this light to work for the last few weeks, and the box has gotten a little beat up. So this is what you get in the box. You get the light, you get this really nice tripod, and you also get a USB to USB Type-C charging cable. And there's also an owner's manual in here, but I've already lost it, just like all the other owner's manuals. Alright, this light's got a lot of features and we got quite a bit to cover on this, so let's just dive right in. First thing we're going to do is go over the controls, how to turn the light on, and how to go through the different light modes. Now to turn the light on, you're just going to hit the power button right here. And if you want to turn the light back off, you're going to hold the power button down. Takes a couple seconds and it will shut off. Now this light has 5 different lighting modes. It has what they call a warm lighting mode, a natural lighting mode, the cold lighting mode, and then it also has a flashlight on the top here. We'll talk about that in a second. And it has the SOS mode. Now to go through the different light modes, you're going to go back to the power button and you're going to turn it on. And there is mode number 1, and you tap it again. There's your second mode and the third mode. And if you tap it again, it turns on the flashlight on the top. Now once you pick the lighting mode that you want to be in, whether you're in the cold mode, the natural light mode, or the warm, you can also adjust the brightness levels. So what we want to do is turn the light back on. And then you have this button right here beside it. You hit this button, and as you can see, it starts to dim down. And then that is how you go into the SOS mode. So there's your brightest setting, your medium, your low, and your strobe or SOS, whatever you want to call it. Now let's go to this mode here, and same thing. You can adjust the brightness. So it doesn't matter what mode you're in, you can adjust the brightness. So there's the bright again, medium, low, and your SOS. And then when you want to shut it off, just hold the button and it turns off. Now this light also has a 10,000 milliamp battery built into it. And the reason I bring that up is because the next thing we're going to talk about, if we look right here, you have this rubber cover, and the reason this has a rubber cover is because it does have an IPX4 waterproof rating. So basically it's going to be resistant to rain, mud, snow if you're outdoors, but you do not want to submerge this. I don't ever recommend you submerge any light unless it actually has an IPX7 waterproof rating. So now if we look down here inside this rubber cover, we have a USB Type-C port and we have a regular USB port. Now when you want to charge this light, you're going to plug in the USB Type-C cable, and that's how you're going to charge the light. But what's super cool about this, just like the Ogery fan that we did the review on, you can use this light as a power bank. So you can use the USB port and whatever you need on the other end, whether it's USB Type-C, micro SD, whatever, you can charge your phones, cameras, whatever. So it's pretty cool that this thing can do double duty and work as a power bank and a light. Now the best part about using this as a power bank is this light, just like the fan, has passive charging. So if you look here, I have the USB cable plugged in to my phone with a USB Type-C on this end, and the light is on, and it is still charging my phone. Sometimes with certain things like this, if you're using it as a power bank to charge something, the actual features are not going to work. That's not the case with this, and it wasn't the case with the fan. So this is pretty awesome. Now let's talk about the flashlight mode on this. So this does have a flashlight on the top. It's pretty big. A lot of people aren't going to want to use this for a handheld flashlight, but in a pinch it will work. So what we want to do is hit that power button, and we're going to turn that light on, and then we're going to cycle through, and now the flashlight is on. Now I do believe right now this is in the brightest mode, so we go back to the other button beside the power button, and now you can cycle through the brightness levels, and then that will also turn on that SOS mode. So there's your bright mode, medium, low, and SOS. So we've already gone over that this can be used as a power bank, and it has a 10,000 milliamp battery built in. So let's talk about runtime on this. If you are running this on the brightest setting, you're going to get 8 hours of runtime on it, which is pretty awesome. Considering on the brightest setting, this thing is cranking out 2200 lumens. And if you are running this on the lowest setting, you're going to get a full 24 hours of runtime, and that's going to be putting out 450 lumens. And we have used this light outside a couple times when we're sitting out there having drinks, and we just hang this up underneath our umbrella, and we just put it on the lowest setting, and it's got plenty of light. It lights up the whole table underneath us. And if you're asking, well, how did you hang it up? Well, we're going to talk about that right now. So at the beginning of the video, you saw the tripod in the box, and we're going to talk about that here in a second. But this has multiple mounting options or hanging options, whatever you want to call it. So if you look here at the bottom of the light, you have 4 magnets, and they're pretty strong. Now this light has quite a bit of weight to it. I don't know exactly how much the light itself weighs. I know the whole package weighs 4.6 pounds. But this thing works great. If you have it setting on a metal surface, it stays nice and solid. You can bump into it and it's not going to just fall over. Now the problem is, like if you try to hang it on something, like let's say this gun safe back here, it sticks. Well, it proved me wrong. It's actually staying. Sometimes it'll slide down a little bit, like that. So, I don't recommend that you put it vertically on the side of anything that's metal, but setting it on top of something that's metal, it's not going to go anywhere. Now, the other awesome feature on this is that it has a hook built into it. Now, it's kind of hard to get out when you got really big hands like I do. I just kind of use my pinky finger to pull it out of there, which is not working. I grabbed a little Allen wrench that I have laying here, and there is your hook. Now what's really cool about the hook is not only does it store nice and flat in the bottom of the light, it actually swivels. So you can turn this light any way you want it. And then your third option is to mount it on the tripod, which we'll talk about here in a second. Now we're going to talk about my favorite part of this light, And that is the option to pretty much put your beam of light anywhere you want it. So if you look here, we have 3 different, I'm going to call them light pods. And you can grab these and pull them out. Just like that. So if you've got this sitting on top of the tripod and you're working up above in the ceiling, like I do a lot at my job, you can shine the light directly up. You can also keep tilting them all the way to where you get it like this. So having this adjustability is pretty awesome. But wait, there's more. You can actually take these pods and you can turn them like this. Now they only turn one way, keep that in mind. If you decide to get this light and you start feeling a little resistance, don't turn it that direction. It only goes the one way. So you have got all kinds of versatility with this light. And that's why it's become pretty much our favorite light at work now. So now let's start talking about the tripod. Now it's still a little long. This is coming in at 29 inches and this is in its shortest configuration. But it will still fit in a small bag, or you can throw it in a backpack if you want to. But what's really cool about this is that it will extend out to a full 78 inches. Which again, just like the light, this gives you all kinds of versatility. So if you look here at the top, you have 3 clamps. And you just fold that open and this extends out. Same thing with this one. And this one. And when you're done, just push them back in and take your clamps, close them, and you're ready to go. Now, if you look here on the bottom of the tripod, there is a button because the legs on this actually lock in. So you're going to hit the button and that opens up the legs. And now you have a nice sturdy base for your light. Now the last thing I want to cover before we dive into my final thoughts on this light, if you want to mount the light to the tripod, this is your female end, your male end is here on the tripod, and it's this easy. You basically just screw it on to the tripod. And there you go. So what are my final thoughts on this light? I absolutely love it. And pretty much everything about this light is a pro for me. I really can't come up with any cons. It has definitely become our favorite light at work, and we've been using it on a daily basis. Now, what I am going to do with this light, instead of carrying it around in the box that it came in, like I have been for the last few weeks, is I'm just going to get like a cheap backpack. I'm going to throw the light and the tripod in there. And then I can just hang that bag on the cage in my transit van and just grab that bag anytime I'm going into a job site where I need a light like this. I have it right there. Now, one other thing that I think it would be great for is to keep it in your truck or your car. It does make a great emergency light, especially with the magnets on the bottom of the light. You can stick it on the trunk of your car if you're broke down. You can put it in that SOS mode so people know you're broke down. And then it also has the hook on it, so if you need to get into the engine bay and work on something if you're broke down, you can hang it right from the hood. And it's got plenty of light output to light up that engine bay even on the darkest night. And because it has that IPX4 rating, if you are broke down in the rain, it should not hurt the light. Just don't submerge it. So even though they call this a camping light, I call it a universal light. You can use this for just about anything, and I couldn't be happier with it. So I really want to thank Ogery for sending this out to the channel. Hopefully I'll just keep doing some reviews for this company because I really think they're putting out awesome products. That fan is one of the coolest things I've reviewed so far this year. And this light, it's right up there with the fan. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.